I don't know. Anyways, so long-term effects. So tossing nukes out the back isn't really going to cause a lot of ecological effect. There would be some, but it wouldn't be huge. These would have to be small nukes because the idea would be to propel the spacecraft, not make the spacecraft explode. And once the spacecraft got out into, not the atmosphere, then any radiation coming from the bombs would get deflected by the magnetosphere, the atmosphere, yada, 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 yada. So once it's out in space, no big deal. A greater concern, I think, to most people would be one, EMP, which could actually be a problem. I don't know, I'd have to look at the numbers.
Maybe on a satellite that it's passing by or something.
Or a lot more than that. Like, oops, accidentally turned off a small portion of a continent. My bad. That would be bad.
They frown on that.
The other problem is that you launch the Orion spacecraft into space. Yay, we're going into space. Great, noble thing, right? What's to keep you from, say, just tossing a nuke on the back and setting the timer to go off instead of in 3 seconds in, say, an hour and a half? And oops, we accidentally bombed Beijing. China tends to frown on you having abilities like that.
Yeah, especially when it bombs Beijing.
Right. When Orion was being done, the analogy would have been more appropriate for the USSR and Moscow. However, these days I figured Beijing was more apropos. Does that answer your question regarding ecological damage and other effects?
So they were actually intending to use the nuclear blasts underneath this thing to
make it go.
To exit the Earth's atmosphere as well as propulsion outside of Earth's atmosphere?
Yeah.
I can see how they would have frowned on that portion.
Yeah.
Although after you're gone, once you're gone, it seems like it's still.
Once you're out of the atmosphere, it's no longer a big deal, other than the fact that you could, oops, we bombed Beijing.
Right. Space bomber issue being aside.
Right. Let's see, and as far as nuclear propulsion goes, those are the big things that I'm familiar with. Anything else is beyond my area of expertise, which is pretty limited.